All right, what's up, everybody? Back with another edition of Ask PJ Braun. We're here in the podcast room at the Blackstone Labs office, and we got another mirage of questions for you from the fans. PJ is going to be answering them, and we are going to get this started on with Merlin Parkin. You want to do a little banter in the beginning first?
Well, I think we should just let everybody know this is our second podcast today.
Yeah, we're going hard in here for you guys so we can get some extra content.
You guys asked so many questions, and part of it is my fault for not being around for a couple weeks, and I don't want to leave anybody out. I'm going to try to get them all in, guys. I'm going to do my best. We're going to crank out another hour. I'm going to give you what I got in my brain, and hopefully that by the time this hour is done, I have the brain power to even drive home. We'll see. We're going to get into it, though. We already bantered. This is the second one in the same day, guys. Normally we release the shows on Saturdays, so you'll have already heard the Friday show, and I assume this one will be around Tuesday.
All right, so we'll just jump right into it. He says, "Hi PJ, I bought your fat burner stack and I will be doing the contest. Can I do any pose and use any lighting for either picture, or is front relaxed for both the before and after shot? Thanks for answering my question and setting up this awesome show. This beats doing some regional bullshit show." Merlin.
That's awesome, because in the regional bullshit shows, no offense to the promoters, you don't get 10 grand if you win. I would just do a front and back and just make yourself look as bad as possible. That's the key, you know? I mean, it's your before pictures. You don't want to look good. So just front, back. You can throw a side in there if you want, but don't make yourself look good, guys. You want to look bad in the before pictures so the transformation looks better.
Next one comes from Jamie. Says, "First, I want to thank you for an awesome arsenal of products to help anyone who uses them reach their fitness goals and the opportunity you've provided with this contest. My question is about supplementation. I've been taking a 1-a-day men's multivitamin daily for some time now with the mandatory supplements listed on the outline. Should I continue that regimen using the multivitamin daily along with the subs you listed, or take out the multivitamin and only use what you have listed? I'm looking forward to seeing the finished product in April. Thanks again. Regards, Jamie."
Never been a multivitamin guy, have not taken one my entire life. Think they're vastly overrated. Most of them don't work well. You're far better off using a product like our product, Juiced Up. I used to use a product called Juice Plus back in the day, and that's what inspired me to do Juiced Up. All the phytonutrients are far better for you than the multivitamin. I would drop the multivitamin. Not saying you have to do the Juiced Up, but I'd drop the multivitamin.
All right, the next question comes from Rebecca. She says, "Do Legion members have the ability to have their contest entry purchase counted towards their 5 code uses per month if they use the Beat PJ discount code?"
I don't know. I mean, Legion members can absolutely compete. What do you think, Josh?
If you call into the call center and you let them know that you're buying the stack to join the Beat PJ and you're also in the Legion, they should be able to mark it as you getting the Beat PJ discount code and your Legion use as well.
There you go, and that's the head of the Legion right there answering for you.
Thank you for messaging in, Rebecca. We're happy to have you on the Legion. Next question is coming from Chris, and he wants to know, "I'm excited for this competition and making the gains I want. Blackstone Labs products are the only ones I talk about because they work. My question is about the diet plan. When we will be receiving it, and it will be prior to the competition, giving ample time for grocery shopping. Also, is there a confirmation response to verify the submission for the competition? Thanks for everything, great products and awesome assistance. Chris Brown."
I do believe there is a confirmation response. I'm 99% sure. I think everybody always gets a response regardless when they order. I believe you get your order number.
Yeah.
And the diet will be sent through PDF as soon as you place your order. So check your spam if you haven't seen it in your regular inbox.
All right, this next one comes from Chris. He says, "In episode 6, you mentioned to some person about how to review products and that you were going to let him choose one to review and that you got flooded with emails like this daily. My question is, in the simplest terms, how does one get the credibility to ask companies for products to review and actually receive them?"
You have to just try. I mean, if you get a CEO that's nice like me and wants to let you review them, then, you know, good luck with it. I mean, most guys are not going to be, I'm going to tell you right now, and I'm not sucking my own dick, but I kind of am in a way. Most CEOs are not going to be as accessible as I am, but that's part of what Blackstone Labs is all about.
All right, the next question is coming from Griffin. And Griffin wants to know, "Hi, I'm 30 years old and have been lifting for about 12 years, mainly powerlifting style. I've basically just dirty bulked all along and have gotten very strong, but also fat. Summer of 2016, I tried keto and lost 40 pounds and 7 inches off my waist, then fell off and started eating like I used to. Not only going balls to the wall with carbs, and I'll admit I have a sweet tooth, but sometimes over the last 9 to 12 months, I've gained back 20 pounds and 2.5 to 3 inches on my waist. Reason I'm not going back full keto was at about the 40 pounds down mark, I hit a wall and was stagnant for 2 to 3 months. I'm a little lost on where to start off on losing weight again. Carb cycling has caught my eye. I've read all sorts of different approaches online about it, and that's even gotten confusing. So I'm still kind of stuck. I'm trying to educate myself on insulin sensitivity and cortisol as well, but by what I've read, those two in particular are huge when it comes to leaning out. I've been taking glycolog before meals that are 100 to 200 grams of carbs for a few weeks now, and I know there's no such thing as a magic pill. Another big issue I run into is a lot of advice you see from mainstream, say an IFBB pro or elite level powerlifter or strongman. It doesn't really help me much, seeing as I've always been and will always be a natural. And I've been into it long enough to know that eating is very different between the two. I definitely have nothing against it, but that route has never had any interest for me. I'm sure you're a very busy man. I appreciate any advice you could give me, sir. I like the videos and personally do for the Blackstone Labs products as well. Thank you for your time.
Well, that's a good question. The main difference between somebody who's, as I call it, assisted versus somebody that's natural is that you'll be able to... Protein synthesis is going to be increased dramatically if you're on steroids, okay? So that is going to be the main difference. So you really won't be able to synthesize protein the same way, and you won't have the same requirements. Now, that doesn't mean that you wouldn't utilize the same type of diet. Now, personally, what I would do in the past is if I hit a plateau on keto, I will always be the keto advocate. I'm currently not doing keto just because, you know, I was sick and stuff. I was beat up, and I'm kind of just eating just to eat at this point, and I plan on going back to keto on Monday. When I would hit a wall on keto, the main thing that I would do is I would either do an entire refeed day where I just threw my body for a loop, where I just carved up like crazy and just threw my body off, or I would go into a carb cycle. And when you totally change something like that, your body's going to adapt to it. So I think that you have the right direction with what you're doing. I honestly think that you should go back to keto, get yourself back down. When you plateau again, then I would go into a carb cycle, and I would actually go pretty aggressive with it. I think that you'll find if you did like a high day, a medium day, and a low day for a little while, and then you just went straight into like a high day with a couple of low days, it'll shock your system so much that you'll start dropping again and you'll get through your plateau. The thing is, you're going to get to a level of body fat where your body's not going to want to go down. Your body's going to want to hold on to it. So you're going to have to utilize other pathways, I suppose I would call it, to get to where you want to get to, meaning perhaps you're going to have to do more cardio, or you're going to have to change your training, or you're going to have to add in a fat burner. You're not going to be able to just keep getting the same results utilizing the same plan. Your body is going to adapt. Your body's brilliant. So if you get to that plateau, you've got to make a big change. Usually you can get along with little changes along the way to keep things moving, but you're going to hit a plateau regardless where there's going to be a big change. I say go back to the keto, get yourself down, and then carb cycle. I think that you'll be happy with the results.
All right, and the next question comes from Ryan. And Ryan says, "Hi PJ, my name is Ryan. First off, let me start by saying that I'm a huge fan of yours and really admire your backstory because it's pretty similar to mine. I recently just entered the contest. I bought your hardcore muscle building stack. I believe it comes with Brutal Force, Methaquad Extreme, Chosen One, and Growth. I was just wondering how you personally would run that stack in order and times during the day. I'm 27, 5'10". From the ages of 16 to 23, I was a natural bodybuilder, getting up to about 215 pounds. Over the past couple of years, I would still work out regularly, but my diet was not ideal, and now I'm about 225 pounds. I have a pretty strong tolerance to supplements, and with you knowing the most about your supplements, I would greatly appreciate any advice. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule and reading this. Much respect, Ryan."
Thank you for the kind words. Very smart choice that you made with the stack for what your goals are. Here's the deal. You can double those numbers on what the dosages are in the bottle. Now, you don't have to. What I would do is take your first dosage with your first meal, and you want to split these things up where they're even in your blood. A lot of people think, oh, I got to have this before my workout so I get the most out of it. They work for hours, guys. You know, it's not like it's going to only work for an hour and you have to get it in right before you work out. So the first dosage you want to get in your system right when you wake up, and then I would take the second dosage anywhere from like 8 to 12 hours later, just so you have it even in your bloodstream. And just follow the dosages on the bottle. That's the way why we did them like that. And we're pretty conservative with the way that we dose things out, because we know that a lot of people will double things. Like, I'm like that. Like, if something says take 2 of these a day, I take 4. You know what I mean? I mean, I think a lot of bodybuilders or people that do what we do are like that. So you can absolutely double the dosages. You do not need to. You will get good results on the doses there. If you believe that you're sensitive, you may want to double the doses, or you may want to start at the regular doses before you double them, but just simply follow it the way that we wrote it on the bottle, and you'll get the results that you want.
All right, the next question comes from John, and he says, I'm 21 years old, and I'm 6'2". I've been training for 14 months now. I've lost over 145 pounds in 8 months, 365 to 210.
Wow.
This was 6 months ago. Since then, I've maintained a body weight of 220 to 235, attempting to increase my strength and put on muscle mass and reduce body fat percentage at the same time. I do a little cardio, however, I weight train 7 days a week with a 4 muscle group split: shoulders, triceps, biceps, chest, back, legs. I've achieved a slow process on achieving my goals. This, for example, increasing my incline bench press from 110 pounds for 12 to 135 by 12 in 4 months. My question to you is, what is the best way for someone coming from my background to put on muscle mass and reduce body fat percentage? Kindest regards, John.
Well, you're going to have to make sure you're meeting your protein requirements, which we've discussed before in different episodes. I think that people often eat an excess of protein that they don't need, but you want to make sure you're getting at least 30 grams per meal. I think 50 may be overkill for many people. And you have to understand, guys, all the supplements in the world, all the steroids in the world, they can help you, but it's all diet. You know, your results that you get in the gym are going to come from your diet, whether it be to get leaner, whether to get bigger. I mean, geez, it's too bad that you didn't start this now. That the weight loss you had, you probably would have won the 10 grand no matter what. For you, I would just make sure that you're eating a balanced nutritional plan with the right amount of protein. Making sure that you're taking in some good quality supplements. You know, there's people that will hate on supplement companies and supplement company owners, but I'll tell you what, whether you think that bodybuilders are all using steroids or not, which we all were or are, we're still using supplements too, guys. And most of us were natural for a while before we started taking any gear when we were competing, and got good results off of things like creatine, glutamine, amino acids. And now you have these designer supplements, these designer hormones like the pro hormones that we have at Blackstone Labs that will really give you an extra boost. So, you know, don't shy away from them. And again, I can't reiterate this. Diet is everything. Diet is going to be the key to your success.
All right, so the next question comes from Lindsay. She says, I don't eat red meat or ground beef. Can I replace that with salmon high in fat for meal 3?
Yes.
All right, that's what I was figuring. Next one comes from James. He says, hey PJ, thank you for the meal plan. I'm going to give it my all to fully transform my true dad bod. Good thing my wedding is 2 days before the end of the contest, and my bachelor party is going on at the Arnold. So I hope you can meet you and the team during my adventure. So I have a lot to look forward to and work towards. What a wedding gift to transform for my future wife and our 3 little girls. Heck, maybe the stars will align and I'll hit top 3 fingers crossed. Sorry for rambling, but my question is, I'm going to be working out after work, 3:30 p.m. What order do you suggest I do the meals in? Because meal 2 is like a post-workout meal, and I'll be at work at that time. So in your expertise, what do you think will work best? And all I need is like do 1 meal and then 4, then 3, then 2, then 5. What do you think? Because I'm doing it to the T. Supplements and all advice will help. Thanks, James.
And he's doing the fat burning diet, the weight loss plan? Sounds like he is.
It doesn't say.
If you're anyone who's doing anyone who's doing the ketogenic plan, you can eat those meals in any order you want. You can even do back-to-back shakes if you want. It's irrelevant because the calories are all equal on that diet.
All right, the next one is from Alfonso, and he says, I've entered the challenge to cut down on body fat. I've previously done bulk cycles that have given some good solid gains. How can I cut and maintain muscle at the same time? Cut the fat, maintain muscle is what I'm after. I'm pretty aware that fat can't turn into muscle, but it can be used as fuel. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Thanks in advance.
Well, it is difficult to do both. It can be done to an extent. The diet is the key to everything. Mastering the diet. You know, the diets that I designed, I believe, for the most part, will give like 80% of the results that you want. And there's going to have to be tweaking along the way, and that's why I suggest you follow along with my Q&As, submit questions to the podcasts, things like that. You've got to be smart with your training, of course. You've got to be smart with your supplementation. And, you know, in order to build the muscle, I think the key is having the protein requirements met with the training done correctly and intelligently. That's the only way to do it. If you try to go crazy with the cardio, or if you try to go too hard with a diet, you know, you're going to wind up losing muscle. And, you know, if you're taking some of the stronger stuff, like Chosen One, stuff like that, it's going to be a lot harder to lose muscle than you realize, especially if you're eating the protein requirements. But again, this will probably be reiterated over and over again during this episode, is diet is the key to success.
All right, next one comes from Andrea. She said, is it possible to avoid a ketogenic diet, or is it the only option? Also, the diet doesn't tell me how many calories I have to eat, nor the macro distribution of it, so I have no idea on what to actually eat. For example, meal 1, I have to eat 8 ounces, whatever that is, of white fish or poultry, and also you say whey protein, but every powder differs in its protein intake, so every scoop is different. If possible, I would prefer the macros of the diet so that it would be easier for me to follow it.
I wish I read that question beforehand so I could have just drew it all out, but with the amount of questions that we have and me not having a piece of pen and paper and a calculator in front of me, it's going to take a long time to answer that question. I think that you're overthinking it, and just follow the diet the way that I wrote it and you'll get success. You're overthinking it, trust me. I asked questions like that to Dave Palumbo back in the day, and he told me the same thing. You're paying too much attention to the textbooks that you read in school, because I did study exercise physiology, and I can break down the macros if you want, but when I say eating 8 ounces of a white fish or a poultry, it's going to be pretty close. It's going to be pretty simple. I mean, you can go online and Google very easily the caloric numbers that you're going to be hitting with these things. As far as whey goes, when I say whey isolate, most scoops of whey isolate are going to be roughly 25 grams of protein. Some will be 24, some are going to be 27, guys, but the caloric differences here are going to be very small. You know, if I told you to do a tablespoon of peanut butter versus a tablespoon of almond butter, we're talking about very small differences in calories here. Do they all add up maybe to 100 different one way or other? Maybe even 150 different one way or other? Yes, possibly, but just I couldn't individualize everything for 600 people. It would be impossible. So I gave what I felt would yield good results. Now, you don't have to follow my plan. If you want to get something more like individualized for you, then I would suggest hiring a fitness coach. You know, we've got some great coaches on the team. Karen Yoakum, Haley is a coach, Savannah is a coach. We've got tons of coaches on the team. Chris Floyd is a coach. I mean, tons of coaches on the team that you could pick out and hire for individualized work that will work with you step by step if you want stuff really specific. I was giving something for free just as a general guideline saying, hey, follow this if you want to get, you know, what I think will be good results. I mean, and it's something that's definitely better than you're going to dig up online, that's for sure. But I can't individualize everything for everyone. I mean, I wouldn't be able to do anything else with my life, you know, and that's why I retired from coaching in the first place when I had at the most 257 active clients. Right now, we have over 600 in the contest, so I can't do 600 people, and if I do one, then I have to do everybody. It's not fair.
All right, the next one is coming from Frank. He says, I'm entered in the Beat PJ contest for the fat loss category. I train first thing in the morning, usually on an empty stomach. If I eat prior to training, I usually feel bloated and slow versus fasting. I wanted your thoughts on mixing Hype and Dust pre-workout prior to training and pushing meal 1 after workout. What's your thoughts on the intermittent fasting in general? Thanks, Frank.
You can absolutely do that, and although I don't use Dust as much as I used to, I always do Hype. I do 2 scoops of Hype before I work out. I like to train fasted. I love training fasted. I, like you, don't like to train with food in my stomach. I don't like to feel bloated when I train. I like to have an empty stomach, so there's nothing wrong with doing that. You can absolutely push meal 1 after, and if you're going to do intermittent fasting, just, you know, make sure you're getting the meals in still. Just get them in no matter what, even if you have to cram them in close together.
Next question comes from somebody signed as TNX. He says, I'm going to finish my cycle next week. Test E and Tren. When should I need to start taking PCTV? Usually I'm waiting 2 weeks after the last injection and then use Clomid and Nova. Thanks.
If you're only doing PCTV, I would wait 1 week from your final injection and start immediately. If you're doing Clomid and Nova, that's good. That's a great addition. I would slam the Clomid. Again, I would wait about 7 days. I think waiting 2 weeks is too long. I would wait 7 to 10 days. I would do the Clomid for a good 3 weeks, 50 milligrams in the morning, 50 milligrams at night. The Nolvadex, you really only need a solid, nightly dose of 20 milligrams or so. I actually prefer Arimidex for PCT, but if you're using the PCTV, I would start it 7 days after and make sure you're doing it every day.
All right.
Guys, just to let you know what we're doing, there's a stack of literally 100 questions here, so I'm just having Josh go through them, and I'm going to answer questions for an hour. If we get repeat questions, we're just not going to answer them because the answer's already been done. I don't have anything in front of me, and so, I don't want to say we're winging it, but we're just trying to go through and get these answers out to you guys before. We want this stuff to be out before the contest starts, and a lot of the questions are contest based. That's why we're doing it like this. So if you don't feel that I answered your specific question, it's probably because I feel like I answered it via somebody else. So don't take it personally. We're just trying to get them all out to you guys.
All right, next one comes from Adam Bray. He says, "Hi PJ, glad to hear you're podcasting again. I've been a fan for a long time. I have a few questions. What's your opinion on T-ball? I'm currently on doctor-prescribed TRT. T-ball is one of the orals that I have not used before. I like orals that do not aromatize. I want to try it out before I run my real cycle later this year where I increase testosterone dosage and add in another injectable. And second, are you a Misfits fan? If so, please pursue Misfits guitarist Doyle Wolfgang von Frankenstein to become the next Blackstone Labs athlete. He's an absolute freak of nature."
Oh, the Misfits. The Misfits have been a thorn in my side lately, unfortunately, and those guys love twisting things around. I actually like, although I don't know that he likes me, I do like Brad. I love Andrew. And Andrew is also, and this is going to make people mad at me, well, this will make the Misfits mad at me. Andrew, in my opinion, is the reason why Genova became who he is. Andrew was the mastermind behind the getting the best out of Jason, and Andrew is also very funny. I like Big Lenny. I've never met Jay Masters. I think he's ridiculous. I keep saying the whole thing about with the fight. Like I honestly really would fight him. I think it's hilarious. I think we should turn it into something for profit, for charity or something. I think it would be funny. I actually don't have a problem with any of the guys. What I have a problem with is when they harass my girlfriend or other people on the team. They can harass me all they want. I got a thick skin. As far as the guitar player guy, I don't know of him, and at this point I forgot what the question was.
It was your opinion on T-ball.
Oh, T-ball's a waste of time. You're better off doing Anavar, and from what I've heard, Ment is very good, although I haven't taken it, but it's legal, so something to try out.
Next one comes from Zach Burke. He says, "I know your routine sounded extreme, but I was wondering if you could post the exact diet and training program you did in those 31 days where you lost the weight. I will be doing the Beat PJ contest and thought maybe your plan would be good towards the end of the contest."
I will do it. Remind me to do it either via DM me on Instagram or maybe I'll do a video. But what I did was very extreme, and I would not recommend most people do it. I did 2 hours of cardio every day, and at one point I was even doing 3 hours of cardio, which is stupid and crazy, but I wanted to lose as much as I possibly could, and I was basically starving myself. It's not something I really recommend people doing, but I knew that I could do it for 30 days. By the end of those 30 days, I was wiped out. But if you remind me to do it, I will post it somewhere.
All right, next one comes from Sean. He says, "I'm an avid watcher of your daily cardio Q&A and appreciate how you're always real and honest with your followers. On your cardio Q&A, you recommended mega dosing with 4 grams of vitamin C daily. I was just wondering if you believe that doing this could have any possible side effects such as calcium oxalate stones. I would also like to ask about your opinions on Linus Pauling studies. Would you ever take 12 grams of vitamin C a day? Thanks again for the great podcast and giving me a much needed motivation from the Beat PJ contest."
Very awesome question, by the way, because I have done those studies, and what I found was all I really did was piss way too much, and I think that it's overkill. There is a small percentage of people that will absolutely get potential kidney stones, the calcium deposits, as you've discussed. That's a small percentage of people. Most people will not have that problem. In fact, most people will really benefit from the cortisol blunting effects of 4 grams of vitamin C. It's something that I do recommend most people doing.
The next question is somebody who's wondering if they have a chance as a natural bodybuilder and if they can bulk instead of shred for their transformation.
Absolutely, anybody has a chance in this. I've said this before. We had a 40-year-old woman win the transformation. She wasn't taking anything. She was just dieting hard and using the basic products. So anybody can win this show.
The next one is from
It's not a show, by the way. It's excuse me. Anybody can win this contest.
Oh, we're gonna make it a show. We need a stage now. Next one is from Richard Mayer. He says, I'm severely overweight, but otherwise have great overall health. Normal cholesterol, blood pressure, etc. At the beginning of August, I was 379 pounds and have slowly worked my way down to 331. I'm entering the Beat PJ contest. My order is on its way, and I'm really hoping this contest is an extra motivator to ignite the fat loss and muscle gain. I have a couple of questions. I ordered the Hardcore Muscle Beat PJ stack with Chosen One, Method Quad, Brutal Force as well. I also have some PCT with it and Apex Male for the second month. Then some Paraburn and Trojan Horse for the final month. I know I probably should just have focused on fat loss at my size, but I really want to get bigger and stronger as well, as that is my ultimate goal. Is this the right stack progression? 1 month Chosen One, Method Quad, Brutal Force. Month 2, PCT, Apex Male. Month 3, Trojan Horse and Paraburn. Do I need to add more Arimistane, or is the amount in the Method Quad enough? Any others you would add? Would you change the order, etc.? How should I train? I'm planning on doing upper-lower split. Total of 4 days lifting a week. Going cardio in the AM, fasted after my lifts at night. Is this an optimal routine for gaining muscle and shedding fat?
The routine part, you're good. As far as what you're doing with the supplements, I would have Eradicate honestly, the whole time. I really think that you should have Eradicate the whole time, especially with what your goals are and taking the aggressive pro-hormones in the beginning. I also think that it would be a good idea to, in your second month, do the Paraburn and Trojan Horse. Get it in there early, man. Start burning the fat early, because you can still build muscle while you're taking the Apex Male and PCT. But I would actually just... I think the good idea is to start the Trojan Horse and Paraburn in month 2, not wait till month 3, because you're only going to have that last month to cram at the end, and you don't want to have to like really rush it like that.
Massive supporter of everything you've done. You're a stand-up guy. I don't eat meat anymore due to health-related issues. My question is, what would you recommend to someone that is vegan or vegetarian to eat during their training? How could we modify the diet plan that you wrote out to work for us best? Many thanks and all the best, Paul.
Well, the vegan guys, the best thing for the vegan guys is it's going to be easier for you to get shredded than it is for you to get bigger. Now, you can get bigger. You're going to have to supplement, though, with some sort of vegan protein source, whether it be rice protein or pea protein or soy protein. You're going to absolutely have to add that stuff in. So make sure you're doing that. If you're not doing that, you're not going to get the results that you want. I can promise you that, because it is going to be trickier for you as a vegan.
All right, we're sifting through to find another one that hasn't been asked.
That's good. I need a little bit of a break. I'll tell you guys, this is not easy. This is like lightning round, The first one was easy. The first show that we did was about 45 minutes. You guys have already heard that one. That one was out Friday. We don't want to put them out too close to each other so you guys can absorb it. But these rapid fire questions are, they're not easy. It's tiring. There's much harder work, that's for sure. I'm not shoveling shit outside, but I mean, it's definitely not easy.
All right, this next one comes from Eric. And Eric says, I wanted to know what your recommendation is for cardio, since I need to drop a significant amount of body fat and want to get big at the same time. I'm inspired by you, PJ, for dropping all that weight so quickly, and I'm willing to go crazy and do whatever it takes. Also, I love using the supplements in the Braun Explosion stack. I'm a big fan of the pump and the carbs, pre and post. Wanted to know if you recommend your Braun stack as well. Just asking, since any coach I've had didn't want me touching carbs at all. Thank you for the opportunity, Eric.
If you are using carbs, I think that you got to go hit cardio, which is cool because you don't have to do it for a long period of time. You can start out with 15 minutes, but you got to go hard. Whether it be sprints, 1 minute on, 1 minute off, whether it be some sort of, one thing that I used to do, like a version of hit that I used to do is I would put the treadmill literally on the highest incline that it could possibly go on, and I would march up that thing doing lunges, like as hard as I could for like 2 minutes, and then I would bring it all the way down flat and just walk. And then I would bring it all the way back up and lunge up. Let me tell you, that is so freaking hard and will burn your ass so freaking bad. Another thing you can do is sprints on a bike. You can do sprints outside. You can do sprints on a treadmill. You can do, there's all kinds of hit stuff that you can do. If you're eating carbs, though, I do think that hit is the way to go versus steady state. Unless you're going to do like long fasted periods, which I don't know if is going to be the greatest benefit to you at what your goals are.
All right, next question is from Jeff. He says, just had a couple questions about the contest. It's 3 months long and the stacks are for 1 month, I'm assuming. So do we get the discount if we reorder the stacks during the contest, or will follow-up orders be full price? Second, I'm 40 years old, have sports and lifting background, currently 245 at 20% body fat. Which of the stacks would you recommend to give me the best chance? Thanks for your time, hope to hear from you soon.
I mean, stack-wise, somebody like you, Chosen One, anything that you do with Chosen One, you're going to kick ass. You really are, especially with where you're at. And the code, yes, the code will absolutely be valid the entire length of the contest, guys. So don't think that you can't use the code the entire length of the contest.
All right, looks like we've run through most of these questions, and the rest that we have are all going to be repeats here.
That's great. I mean, hey, we cranked out 2 episodes for you guys. I suppose we could have done this all in 1 episode. It would have been about an hour-and-a-half episode, and that may have been too much for you guys. So we gave you guys a little bit of extra info, and this will be good. It'll give us time to, you know, I wanted to make sure that we got everything in before the end of the month, in case you guys hadn't entered yet, to make sure everybody has a chance at. Dude, you guys get $10,000. You get to come to the concert with us. You get shitload of products. I mean, you get all the gear. I mean, it's such a great contest. I mean, this is the biggest contest we've ever done. I mean, we've thrown out some cash before, but nothing like this. So we're excited about it. Let's banter for a few minutes. Let's banter for 5 minutes or so.
I just wanted to make sure that everybody knows that, you know, if you're doing this contest and you have questions on supplementation, and I mean, obviously we all know that PJ is absolutely flooded nonstop with questions, repeat questions, things that, you know, he may or may not notice when you're DMing or commenting on Instagram, you know, maybe get lost somewhere. You can always call into the Blackstone Labs call center. Get in touch with your rep. If you don't have a rep assigned, you know, you can work with somebody who will not only get you discounts on your future orders, so you may not have to worry about, you know, the products being discounted your second month of the competition. And you know, if you talk to them, they're going to give you the same exact advice that PJ Braun himself would give you, because every muscle boy in there has been trained by PJ Braun to know exactly how these supplements work and how they work synergistically best with each other to get you the results you're looking for. So anytime you have questions on what fat burner to use when, or when you should use growth, or if you should use Methaquad, or, you know, Trojan horse, you can always call in. I always recommend Corey Kubica. He's very friendly, he's very knowledgeable. He will definitely get you helped out there. So if you ever have questions, call into the Blackstone Labs call center. Don't be shy. You know, we're here for you guys.
Yep, everybody is an expert in there. Most of those guys, well, actually all of them, I would say. I was gonna make a joke about skinny Brett, but all of those guys in there are pretty jacked, and they train hard. They know what they're doing in the gym, and well, maybe not Lewis. Just kidding, Lewis. Lewis doesn't listen to the show, so
Lewis goes to the gym and does 1 pull-up and 2 push-ups, I believe.
What else do we have going on? I saw a really awesome movie that I recommend that people see, Molly's Game. It's actually nominated for an Oscar, I believe, and it's a true story about a girl that ran like basically the biggest like underground poker ring. Like we're talking like $50,000 hands, you know, like big time like actors, like super rich people. Awesome movie. Highly recommend that. I'm obsessed with Game of Thrones. You guys know that. I have a man crush on Jon Snow.
He literally just pulled in this morning in the Ferrari with a giant sword, came out marching through the office saying, "The King of the North, the King of the North."
True story. I have a sword with me at work today. I'm a lord, so I need a sword. It's part of being a lord. I am a real lord, by the way, guys. It's not a joke. I am actually a lord.
We have proof.
Yep, we got the sword here. We'll get it on here. We'll get it on the camera, because we do record these on YouTube. YouTubers. This thing's heavy.
No fake lords over here. We've got real lords.
Here's my sword. So let's get this out of here. This thing's kind of heavy and dangerous. So that's my sword. I'm skinny, but I don't know, guys. I wanted to get big again. A bunch of people were like, "Oh, you know, you were really big a few weeks ago, and then you disappeared. And now you're skinny." And like, you know, life throws some weird shit at you sometimes, and I think, honestly, I'm just going to get back on keto and just get ripped. I think that's probably the smartest thing to do.
And, you know, segmenting into that topic, something that a lot of people have been asking basically nonstop is how is the jazzercise training going? You know, are you keeping up with the regimens? Have you gone on to level 2, 3?
Oh, I got lazy with it.
I
jazzercised for like a day or two, and I was so gross with it too, because I was leaving it on my desk and I would just chew on it and leave it. It was all just like nasty. It was like a
Jack chewing on it.
Yeah, it was like a dog's chew toy.
Everybody wants to know about the results on that thing. You know, it's just.
You know what? I should really do it.
You really.
I will. If I wasn't traveling so much coming up, I would get into it. How about that? Maybe
you could do it on the plane.
I could do it on the plane.
It's a anywhere workout. You can bring it with you.
All right, maybe we'll do it for February. I got my birthdays coming up. I'm not like one of those people that, you know, like there's like a lot of people that care a lot about their birthday. Yeah. Like I actually don't care about my birthday. In fact, I hate my birthday because I'm 1 year closer to dying.
Yeah, but see, you never know if that's actually true, because like it could just be that by the time you get to like 60, they're like, nope, we got the serum, you're not going anywhere, that's it.
The way that I live my life, I'm like 1 day closer to dying usually, so.
Well, everyone we get is a blessing, that's for sure.
That's for sure. Well, listen guys, we give you 2 podcasts pretty close together. They're not long ones, but we answered a lot of questions. I'm excited about everybody doing the contest. My presidential shirts are out. And 20% of the proceeds go to charity. There's always a hater, so like, so I put this out there, right? You know, 20%, which is a pretty good percentage, goes to breast cancer research, right? Now, here's the deal, guys. When I first wanted to do these shirts, I just wanted to do them because I wanted deep V-necks for myself, because I'm a selfish fucker. And I was like, yo, get me some deep Vs, and we couldn't find these deep Vs, right?
PJ loves them deep Vs.
I love the deep Vs. So I couldn't find them. And so we finally found a source for them, and I was like, you know what? I want to do a limited edition, presidential, my own shirt. Like Aaron Clark has a shirt, the guys design shirts, they come up with these ideas, like, I'm the president, I never even got my own freaking shirt, right? So I was like, I'm going to do a presidential limited edition shirt. So only the people that are diehard Blackstone fans that like love our shit can have my shirt. So, in the process of getting the shirts, I was like, you know what? Let's fucking let's put these out, because like I don't want to get into a sad subject here, but my grandma passed away from cancer this year, and I fucking hate cancer. I've lost people that I care about a lot to cancer, and although she had a rare form of cancer, she didn't have breast cancer. I know a lot of people that have suffered from breast cancer, and it's a very like sad subject for me, and it's something that I think is always going to need a lot of research. You know, the NFL does a lot for it. So I said, you know what? Let's put a percentage of the proceeds to cancer. And at first we tossed out 10%, and I was like, fuck it, let's go 20%. You know, like I'm not trying to get rich on the shirts. Let's go 20%. So 20% of the profit goes to cancer, right? The cancer research. There's assholes, of course, online that are like, oh, and then the other 80% goes to your next car. Now let me tell you something, guys. I ain't getting a new car anytime soon. I just got a divorce, and anybody that's gone through divorce knows that shit is expensive. So no cars for me anytime soon. Also, I had to buy all the shirts first. So the rest of the shit isn't profit. It doesn't work that way. And if you want to count my money, let me tell you something. I got a rant. This is a PJ rant for a minute. If I told you how much money we have to make every month for me to make payroll, make the commissions, keep the lights on here, it would blow your freaking minds. And that shit is pressure every month. And I can promise you that there are many months, not all of the months, I'm not saying I'm poor, but there are many months where I actually don't get paid because we don't hit the requirements that we need to hit. When we lose products, when we have products that are not in stock and we're not making the wholesale orders that we want and stuff, that kills me, that crushes me. That there are actually people here in the building, and I'm fine with it, good for them, sales guys and stuff like that, that actually make more money than I do on those months. So I need our inventory in at all times, but at the same time, I gotta lay out the money in advance for the inventory. So when you guys make your stupid like hater comments like that, and it's only a small percentage of people, and I usually know where they're coming from, it's really like ignorant thinking, and anybody that owns a business would understand where I'm coming from. Now, here's the deal. If we were McDonald's, or if we were Amazon, or if we were the NFL, then yeah, we could put all of the proceeds to charity because we're making billions of dollars, but we ain't making that kind of money. I'd like to, but we're not there yet. I have some other business exciting stuff that we have going on. We might make Blackstone Labs ice cream. It's supposed to be here today.
We should be eating it already, but we're not.
Yeah, I'm gonna check as soon as we're done. I'm also very interested in CBD, but I was told that I missed the boat on that. I'm not really sure. I feel like I could sell fucking ice to an Eskimo, to be honest with you.
You can't miss the boat on that.
I don't know. I have to research it more. I'm interested in it. I have some, but I haven't tried it yet. I have friends out on the West Coast that are running CBD businesses. I'm interested in that. I love Pedialyte.
To spin off of the hater comment and do get a little bit of content that I know people like to hear from you. even though there is no new vehicle in the near future, if there was a vehicle for you to be buying in 2018, what do you think would be your top 2 or 3?
If I had endless amounts of money?
Yeah, I mean, other than the LaFerrari, we've all heard that from you on your podcast, on your live videos.
The AMG one for sure.
Okay.
Faux show, as the youngsters say. We have a lot of conflict here over the apparel. So we have our apparel out now. And first of all, I got mad because the apparel wasn't screen printed the way it was supposed to be with our logo on it, which made me want to punch everyone in the face. But we're sorting all that out. The apparel's awesome. The girls love it. We've gotten nothing but positive feedback on it. As you guys know, I already ran an apparel company for 3 years. And the staff here ran it as well. So we know quite a thing or two about apparel. We wanted to make sure we made this company better. And we're really excited about that stuff. But there's controversy because I am way older than most of the people here, and I have different preferences of style for what I think is cool versus what some of the youngsters do. So what you listeners should do, I think would be cool, is you should write into us or message us online or let us know what you want to see us put out. Tell us what you think is cool, what you want to wear from Blackstone Labs as far as our gear goes, and we'll see if we can meet those requirements. But we've got a lot of stuff releasing in the next couple months.
Let us know. We want to know, do you want more DVs or do you want to see a Blackstone Labs turtleneck? What are you trying to rock?
I used to go to the club and crush bitches in turtlenecks. Let me tell you that. And my friends would make fun of me. They'd be like, "Yo, are you really wearing a turtleneck?" And I'd be like, "Yo, girls compliment me on these turtlenecks." I had some suave shit back in the day, 10 years ago. Now I'm either mesh shorts and my Blackstone shirt, or I'm in a 3-piece suit. That's it.
And just in the full nude.
The full nude.
It's either the Blackstone Labs shirt, the 3-piece suit, or the full nude.
Full nude. 2-inch killer coming out all over the place. All right, I think that's enough. We bantered good. I mean, is there anything else I want to drop? I'll drop a shout out to my friends that fucking that are killing it with Crit, my favorite nootropic product. Good Game Labs. It's a very, very cool product. I actually was involved in the formulation of it, so I'm extremely proud to be a part of the formulation part of it. And there's a powdered formula now that tastes awesome. I actually really like nootropics because this is showing me a hilarious old picture of The Rock in a turtleneck. I love that picture, by the way.
So swaggy.
I seriously used to dress like that too.
Shout out to Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yes, we love The Rock. No, Crit is an awesome product. If you can't handle stims like me and you just want like awesome mental focus, there's a little bit of caffeine in it. It was designed for gamers, but literally anyone can take it. Like, it'll give you focus all day long. Like, if you're a kid in school and you got to take the SATs, take Crit before the SATs. I guarantee you'll score an extra 100, 200 points. You could probably get sued for saying something like that.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't guarantee
take it before your test. We don't know what might happen. We think it'll make you better. Maybe take it before work. If you got a lot of like counting to do, you'll be very focused on those numbers.
The first time I ever took it, I actually was when I took it the first time, I was giving a tour, and I stopped. So these two strangers, they're not strangers, they're fans, but they don't know me. But, you know, they're meeting me for the first time. I'm kind of like a lot to take in the first time you meet me. And in the middle of the tour, I said, "Holy shit, I'm fucking smart today." Like, I just felt so smart. I was like, give me a test. Give me
some of this smart juice.
Give me a pop quiz right now, and I'll ace that shit. So that's how I feel about Crit. Now everyone's going to be like, "Oh, you own Crit." Shout out to Dale, by the way. We love you. Get better fast.
And going back a little bit to the apparel as well, I'm not quite sure if you had scooped up your Superset shirts, but if you hadn't noticed, they are sold out on the website. Maybe looking at some other limited drops coming later this year. You got to keep your eyes and ears open. We should be bringing you some fire every month now for the rest of the year.
Damn right. And that's that. We're going to wrap it up. Josh did a great job filling in for Chris Herron. If you guys think he was better than Chris Herron, let us know, and we will absolutely boot Chris Herron out. We like fucking with Chris Herron here. We even have shirts. We have Chris Herron shirts. I love my Chris Herron shirt.
I think that's the only one I don't have.
Honestly, my Chris Herron shirt, this is what I told David this, and I'm not even making this up. After I have sex, and I feel like putting on clothes, for some reason, I always put on the Chris Herron shirt. Like, it's like my post-sex shirt. It's like my go-to.
It's a mental thing behind that, because Chris Herron has the longest dong here in the office.
He does.
So when you get done, you know, you want to feel that extremely masculine feeling. You just put Chris Herron's face on your body.
And a lot of times, I will actually leave. I will put the shirt on before I have sex and leave it, because I kind of want Salvina to feel like she's looking at Chris Herron while we're having sex.
He wants her to look at both of them.
All right, right, let's wrap it up. Good show, good questions, guys. Good luck to everybody in the contest. Follow along my Q&As every morning at 9 a.m. Sometimes I'm a little bit late because I'm fucking around with my snakes and my lizards, which is actually the truth. We're trying to get the real Tarzan up here next
Fucking
week.
around with my snakes and my lizards. He's got more than one.
Yeah, I do. As always, I say peace out, bye.